Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen and my channel. Today we're going to be preparing fantastic pita, which is made with around like coils, and it's going to make with feta cheese, nice rich feta cheese. We're going to need 2 eggs for that. Make sure we have here 2 cups of lukewarm water. We're going to need a cup of vegetable oil to mix with this water. Mixture, tablespoon of sugar, tablespoon of salt, and just a regular table salt. And then we're gonna whisk this till it dissolves well. To our water also, we're gonna use 1 cup of vegetable oil. This is gonna be mixture for the flour. I have here 10 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. So here in the middle, we're gonna create a well. So this is the easiest method that you could create a dough or water mixture. You constantly just spinning your wooden spoon. Slowly you combine flour and liquids, and it starts to form to beautiful dough. So this is traditionally made with a sheet. What you do is, once you lay all your layers, you do not touch it. Longer you have to roll it with a sheet because they're going to be so light and so paper thin, and turning them into a coil. Just constantly grabbing flour, and this has to be knitted really. We're gonna need this really tough dough. It's gonna turn into an elastic. This has to be rest for quite some time, about 45 minutes on our oiled ball. Once we create a ball, so we put all the water in here, all the remaining 4 cups of lukewarm water with 1 cup of vegetable oil. For this one, I'm using Western vegetable. You can use also Crisco. Crisco is good. Any lighter oils are better for this dish, for this recipe. Using our hands. You need not to use our hands. And just mix the remaining flour. By squeezing the dough, you combine all the flour in it, and you don't need to put any more water. So our dough, it's not ready yet, so we're gonna remove it off the bowl, and our flour space here, we're gonna turn it and work it until it becomes nice and elasticy. Just like that. just combine flour and work this till it becomes really smooth dough. By sprinkling some flour, removing my hands. So we don't want too much flour after this, but just gonna work this till it no longer needs flour. Still sticky. Till your dough doesn't stick any longer on your surface. So our dough is almost there. I want you to take a scraper and just scrape all the remaining crumbs. We want no crumbs. We want everything smooth. Just remove your dough. Make sure all the surface is clean before you want all this out. No crumbs, smooth texture, and just work your dough. There's no longer need of flour. The longer you work your dough, the gluten starts to work. So once your dough is nice and soft and elasticy, this is what we want. We have 4 deep bowls, so we're gonna oil these about a tablespoon each. So we're gonna oil all 4 of them. And there's no more flour here. So you work your dough very easy. You're gonna divide these on a size of volleyball. So just with scraper, you eyeball them. So this is how it's gonna look, like a little volleyball. So we're gonna take them and we're gonna work with them till they're nice and smooth. So you just, with the back of your hand, with the heel, and just work them. Our oiled bowl here, just gonna drop it and roll it in it. Take another one. Just like that. They're so elasticy, so soft. Just drop it anywhere. Just drop this one like we did the first one and just roll it and saran wrap these so they don't form a crust, and continue the rest. So we're going to saran wrap these individual so they don't form a crust. We're going to leave these to rest about 45 minutes to an hour. The longer you leave them, the better they stretch. So leave them at room temperature. They are very soft. We need to saran wrap these or put a plastic over it. Even though they're oiled, they will form a crust if you leave them uncovered. So now that they're covered, we need at least 45 minutes to an hour. While these are resting, we're going to prepare our dairy mixture for it. While our dough rests, we're going to be preparing dairy. So we're going to need 8 ounces of cream cheese, 8 ounces of Kerrygold butter. I'm using this is a nice rich quality, and this all organic, and some heavy whipping cream. So these are all 3 ingredients that we need. We're going to melt them into a low flame. We're melting our cream cheese and butter in low temperature. The reason we're melting them in a low flame so we don't want our butter to burn. So we're just gonna let it slowly melt together. Then we'll add our heavy cream once these melts. Now that our butter and our cream cheese are melted, we're gonna add our heavy whipping cream, about a half a cup or so. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm preparing pita, which is Albanian traditional dish, and I'm gonna prepare them coiled form. Mix this well, nice and smooth. Good morning, our dough is resting. It's been 30 minutes. So we have here a block of feta, and all we do is crumble this with a fork. We don't want it too fine. We want it just crumbled. I'm gonna crack 2 eggs to this. We're just gonna just mix this a little bit. Gives it a nice fluff. So the next step is, once your dough is nice and soft, so you lay on one big plastic wrap here. You turn your dough. And just stretch it with your hands. And you let this rest for another 10 minutes or so. The same oil that you had on the bowl, you don't use anymore. Dough rested, nice. This is what we want to stretch it. Gentle. We're gonna transfer it into a bigger space to stretch this. Here we transfer the dough into a table with a tablecloth here. We're gonna stretch this dough as large as the table size, just by stretching it. Once you stretch this dough, it's gonna be paper thin. just keep stretching with that. Because now the dough rested, it will come out so large. Now that we stretched our dough, nice paper thin, and we're gonna spread our dairy. Just sprinkle our dairy that we made all over. Can't touch this by hand no longer. Now spread your cheese all around. So once the cheese is all around, what you do is you're gonna flip. You're gonna go around and just lift the sheet, lift the tablecloth. Just go like that. Make sure it's all even. And just keep rolling it. And it's all around. And this is gonna make our pita coiled. Just go flipping it. It's paper thin. This coils in our greased pan. All you do is sprinkle it with some more dairy. So your pinwheel pita is done, and we're just gonna cut it in right on the center. Basically, you're gonna make cuts across, and just without baking it yet. We preheated our oven at 375. So this way our oven is really hot, and these are very thin. They go very quick. So you just go cutting it like this before you bake it, like a pizza. But this is a traditionally made with pinwheel. Just like that, you put it in the oven to bake. In no time, you will have a wonderful dish that it's made with feta cheese and a nice dairy filling, and then you're gonna enjoy it. What is better than having this for your family for dinner and come into a nice hot pie? And happy International Women's Day to all the women out there, as mothers, sisters, daughters. Let's enjoy and good health. So this is how my coiled pita became nice and crispy. Let's find out when we made nice and hot layers of deliciousness. Just falls apart. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, happy International Women's Day. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. Bye now.